Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having a Scorpio Sun and a Capricorn Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, these signs are compatible by sign. They are sextile by sign, and they are both introverted, feminine. They're both, I see them as both very single-minded, both tenacious and persistent. And really, and they're both generally, on average, quiet signs as well. They could be very taciturn. Scorpio's demeanor can be quiet, and Capricorn is generally not exactly a loquacious person. So they do have a lot in common. However, the person having the Capricorn Ascendant, Scorpio Sun, the Capricorn Ascendant may come off as somewhat non or undemonstrative, and which could actually cloak or conceal a more intensely, deeply emotional personality with the Scorpio Sun. And this person can be one that could be very strongly ambitious. Scorpio Sun could be about power and having some kind of control, and Capricorn Ascendant could be a natural as far as having a position in authority or leadership type position, like such as management or landlord, or somebody that is somebody that is a leader somewhere in terms of their work environment. And they both have that ability that as far as having that strong being ambitious and really in wanting that success and wanting to flourish in whatever it is that he or she is doing. Now, when you look at the sun sign in the ascendant, the sun sign represents our basic ones, while the rising sign or ascendant can represent the manner or method in which one attains these basic ones. Now, Scorpio sun sign, the basic ones can be connected with transformation, regeneration, power, control, sex. I understand that sex can figure prominently in all the zodiac signs to some degree, but with Scorpio, I believe it's a little bit more pronounced on average, so I consider it a strong basic want for Scorpio. And things connected, wanting to uncover mysteries, digging deep, and finding out secrets. A lot of these can be connected with Scorpio's basic wants. And having a Capricorn Ascendant, this person may attain one or more of these wants with being in a very serious, methodical, single-minded way. Going about transformation, regeneration could be done perhaps through their ambitions and through Capricorn's career. It could be done as far as Capricorn's careers may go. Could be something associated with perhaps some management, working in carpentry, perhaps some kind of administrative position. It could be something even such as information technology, working with computers, doing something where a lot of people would think is tedious and time-consuming and painstaking, doing things that could be connected with patients, even something with like dentistry, government, politics could be another example. And going about as far as like the others and shared resources can be connected with Scorpio Sun's basic wants, and this person may go about this in a rather practical, methodical, and pragmatic manner. That if the person is looking for strongly emphasizing that sex partner, that could be done in a very prudent and cautious, methodical, systematic Capricorn like manner. And this person may bring the Scorpio. It could indicate that this person might choose to do like a Scorpio-like thing in terms of their vocation, but do it in a Capricorn way. So, for example, a Scorpio-like profession could be psychiatry, psychology, forensics, detective work, astrology, the supernatural, the occult. This may be incorporated perhaps into some kind of business that they have, and they may, and the thing is, and it might be done in a very serious, responsible, in a very methodical, slow but steady type process. And with a lot of caution, and not necessarily spending an exorbitant amount of funds at one time to get to do any of this. So this is something to look at, and Scorpio Sun could be very good at finding out subterfuges and duplicity from others, and they could apply this into their career. And if they're in their career related thing, whether they're whether they're in a management position or otherwise, they could generally spot who's generally dishonest and who is honest very readily, especially in those career related matters. So anyway, it's important to look at the aspect, if any, is made between the Sun in Scorpio and the Capricorn Ascendant, as this could indicate whether these energies will integrate well or whether they may not as well, or if they really do much. Now, if you have a sextile aspect, this is obviously positive and auspicious. Let's say the Scorpio Sun is at 11 degrees and the Capricorn Ascendant is at 15 degrees. That would form a sextile aspect. Now, you know these signs are sextile by sign, but if you have the aspect on top of it, well, you can have a good, positive, auspicious integration of these two energies, and these energies could work even better. Now, let's say you have a semi-sextile, which is a minor aspect. This would be like the sextile, but not quite as strong, or in terms of and not as positive, because it's a minor aspect. Now, let's say the Scorpio Sun was at 29 degrees and the Capricorn Ascendant was at 0 degrees. That would form a semi-sextile aspect, in which I stated before. You could have a positive integration and blending with them, but it's not as strong as the sextile aspect, which is major. Now, you could also have an out-of-sign square aspect take place. Let's say that the Scorpio Sun is at 1 degree and the Capricorn Ascendant is at 29 degrees. That would form an out-of-sign square aspect, which could be adverse and adversarial, and you may not have quite that positive blending. They would still be compatible by sign, of course, but it wouldn't be quite as positive because you'd have that negative aspect. And even if the person is not cognizant of these astrological placements, they still might have feelings of being misconstrued or misunderstood, and due to the fact they may feel what they're projecting outwardly may be strongly different than what is going on inside, leading to some feelings perhaps of exasperation and tension. And the same could be said with the semi-square, but because it's minor, not quite as much. In a semi-square aspect, for example, let's say the Scorpio Sun was at 19 degrees and the Capricorn Ascendant is at 4 degrees. That would form a semi-square aspect, which would be slightly adverse. Now, let's also look and see where the Sun is posited in the person's chart and where the Scorpio Sun is located, because this could indicate, even though the Capricorn Ascendant may suppress the Scorpio Sun energy to some degree, the Scorpio Sun energy may still come out at least somewhat prominently in that particular house that it is posited in. Now, let's say that the Scorpio Sun is posited in the 9th house. Well, this energy may dissipate a little because the 9th house is a cadent house, and it might not come out as strong as opposed to the other two houses I'm going to talk about momentarily. But that Scorpio Sun energy may come out in matters connected with their philosophy. You might see a lot of emotional intensity in that, perhaps in religion and higher education, and there may be that need to have strong control over those things as well. And the thing is also, let's say that the Sun in Scorpio is posited in the 10th house. Well, this could be accentuated strongly because it is an angular house, and the energies can often be stronger, will generally be stronger in the angular house. And there might be that Scorpio emotional intensity, that resourcefulness may come out prominently, and to some degree at least, in matters pertaining to career, authority, and perhaps the reputation in that standing in that community. So, Last but not least, if the sun is posited in the Scorpio Sun, the 11th house, that emotional intensity may be injected in matters connected with friends, aspirations, goals, and acquaintances. And there might be some need to maybe put that transforming urge in there some way. Now, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having the Sun in Scorpio and a Capricorn Ascendant in the natal chart. And stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about having a Scorpio Sun and an Aquarius Ascendant in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Till next time, people, stay well.